Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing with you happiness hacks. These are things that you can do that will instantly boost your mood and make you feel better. Whether you are already doing great, these will help you feel even better. Or if you're going through a really hard time, like I am right now. If you saw last week's video, I'm going through a very difficult divorce. So I need all hands on deck. And this is all coming from years and years of reading pretty much every self-development happiness book that is out there. And not just books, podcasts, interviews. So these are the things that have stuck with me the most and that have genuinely helped me the most. So my first overarching tip is to consume as much positive, uplifting content as humanly possible. Be really intentional because what you are reading, watching, interacting with is having an impact on your mood, your emotions. So when I'm in the shower, when I'm getting ready in the morning, when I'm cleaning, when I'm driving, I am listening to something positive. My brain is predisposed to worrying and having anxiety about all of the things. So if I'm left to my own devices, I'm going to be negative. I'm going to be stressed. So that is why I fill and pump my mind with as much positive messaging as I can. And it seeps down in there into my subconscious. The worse I'm doing, the more I make a point to do this. Tip number 2 is probably the biggest one. If you take nothing else from this video, the pattern, the common thread between all of the gurus, experts, authors, podcasts, everything that I've consumed, almost every single person has this in common, and that is that they meditate. And I kept hearing this and I kept resisting it because to me in my mind, I'm like, oh, meditation, that just seems so boring. I don't have time to meditate. Somehow I have time to spend 2 hours a day scrolling on my phone, but I don't have time to meditate. When you meditate, it allows you to find peace and clarity. So then when life happens, when stressful situations happen, you have the space, the awareness to choose your reaction. You're not so quick to react. You don't have to do this for a long time. Start small and build yourself up. According to the research that I've seen, you can get the benefits of meditation from as little as 13 minutes. 13 minutes is where they can see that measurable benefit in your brain waves. So in terms of how to actually meditate, what to do, that was another thing I struggled with because I'm like, I'm thinking about nothing. Like I need more here. So this is a specific scenario I want you to visualize. This comes from Richard Carlson. He's probably my favorite out of everyone. I want you to picture your mind as a flowing river, and each thought is a leaf that is flowing down the river. So as you are sitting there, thoughts are going to pop up naturally in your mind. And I want you to picture each thought as a little leaf. You would look at it, you acknowledge it, and then you watch it just go past you in the river. So instead of engaging with your thoughts, you are observing your thoughts. You're saying, oh, interesting. That's an interesting thought to come up, and then just watch it pass you by. I want to maximize this experience. I want to maximize the benefits. So I got myself one of these. It is an acupressure mat. It has all these little spikes on it. Not only does it help relieve any pain, tension, it also helps stimulate endorphins in your body. And I was blown away when I saw the reviews. It's like $25 and there's over 45,000 reviews. Like you can just read them, read the testimonials of this. So I was like, okay, I will try it, and I'm laying there anyway. So might as well lay on this. I do recommend when you're starting out to wear like long sleeves, wear your fabric, let your body get used to it before you lay on it with bare skin. But I'm telling you, I don't know if it's a placebo effect or what, but I feel like this rush, like these endorphins. So I do my 13-minute meditation while laying on my acupressure mat. And sometimes to even take it to the next level, I will also do my LED light on top of that, which is good for both skin, and the red light helps with mood. I also got this little meditation assistant. This guy right here, he turns green when you breathe in, and then he turns blue when you breathe out. And you can just have this in front of you if you want something or need something to focus on. If I had to summarize happiness in one sentence, it would be get out of your head and get into the moment. Depression usually lives in the past. Anxiety lives in the future. If you are just thinking about right now, there is no room, there is no space for negativity, for depression, for sadness. And so the exercise I want you to do right now, either write this in the comments or get out a piece of paper. I want you to think, what are the things that you do in your life that make you feel the most present? Think about what makes you happy and where you notice that you are not worrying and stressed out and you're just in a true sense of joy or peace. So for me, when I thought about this, it is being with my kids It is being in nature, and it is when I'm reading. Like, those are my happy places. We need to be aware of what these are and make a point to do them every single day as much as possible. Really want you to take a moment and do this. Make sure you are doing at least one thing, if not all of the things on that list, every single day, because those are the things that are going to bring you back to yourself. And then for supplements that specifically help me with my mood, the curcumin, I still take this. And the reason I started taking a curcumin supplement is because I came across a double-blind, placebo-controlled study that compared curcumin to Prozac for helping with mood and depression. The curcumin had equally the same impact on mood and had virtually no side effects. So yes, please, I will do that. And the reason this works is it's a powerful anti-inflammatory, and depression and mood disorders are also linked to inflammation in the brain. So I've been taking this every day. I usually take this in the morning, and then in the evening, magnesium glycinate. You've probably seen a lot out there about magnesium. It's a little bit complicated because there are so many different types. I did the research, and what I have to tell you is that magnesium glycinate is the one that helps with stress, anxiety, and sleep. Specifically, if you have a hard time falling asleep due to anxiety, racing thoughts, or if you wake up multiple times throughout the night. Like, I used to wake up like 4 a.m. feeling stressed and anxious. That does not happen anymore. So I have the pill form. I also now take the gummies, and I just keep this by my bed because sometimes this is just easier to remember. But if you're more of a pill person, I do both. Now we're going to talk some vagus nerve hacks. A lot of these come from Andrew Huberman, and he talks about a lot of different ways we can stimulate what is called the vagus nerve. And that is the nerve system in your body that regulates your fight or flight response, your stress response. Number one thing for this that Dr. Huberman talks about is a cold plunge. So at the end of my shower, I turn it all the way to cold and try and stand in there for as long as I can. And this shocks your system. It decreases your heart rate. It turns on your immune system, and it stimulates that vagus nerve. This might sound silly, but since your vagus nerve, a big part of it is right here on the back of your neck, if you gargle or sing loudly, the vocal cords are right there next to it, and it will stimulate your vagus nerve. And there's a specific breathing technique. Write this down, remember this, because Dr. Huberman talks about this. It's called the physiological sigh. This has been shown in studies to bring your stress levels down fast. So what you want to do is inhale deeply and then do another short inhale. So it's inhale long, inhale short, and then deep exhale. Essentially, it is allowing your body to expel a large amount of carbon dioxide quickly, and then it helps lower your heart rate. Next tip is kind of a combination between something that I learned from Mel Robbins and Mo Gaudet, and that is to name your inner voice. So what this will do is it will give you a sense of detachment from your thought, because just because you think it does not mean it's true, okay? You get to choose what thought you engage in and you believe to be true, and which thoughts you turn away and that aren't true. So I have decided to name my inner voice, specifically my inner critic, Linda. So now when all of those negative, self-hating, self-doubting thoughts come in my head, what I think to myself is, wow, Linda, you need to calm down. Like, I don't believe you. You need to leave. But I sometimes yell at Linda. I'm like, get out of here. I do not want you. I do not need you. Because how are you supposed to be happy when there is somebody being mean to you in your own mind? Next tip, this comes from Glenn Doyle. I love her podcast. She talks about this idea of having a personal mantra that you refer back to whenever you're being challenged. Like, you repeat that over and over in your mind. And hers is, we can do hard things. I'm doing my best. I've got this. Whatever it is that resonates with you, have your little mantra on the back burner and just keep repeating that to yourself over and over when you're being tested, when you need it. Come up with one and leave it in the comments. Also, don't sleep on aromatherapy. Your sense of smell is the sense that is the most powerful, and it is directly connected to your brain. This is my little roller. It says Calm. I love the way this smells because it's a blend. It has lavender, chamomile, sage, and bergamot in a carrier oil. So this is just easy for me to have. Breathe it in. And then also when I'm breathing it in, it's also taking me back to the present and making me feel peaceful. I do my aromatherapy spray at night that I always talk about. It's like this melatonin spray with lavender and chamomile. And it just is so relaxing. It smells so amazing. So I spray that at night. And lastly is a little daily exercise that I do not only for myself, but with my kids. You want to do this with your kids from a young age. This comes from Shetty. Every single day at the end of the day, talk about the 3 best things about your day. So not only is that bringing up gratitude and focusing on the positive, but it helps train your mind to look for the positives in your day, in your life. Save this video to refer back to it, or send it to a friend or family member who maybe can use these reminders, these tips. I cannot thank you enough. I was blown away, overwhelmed, like sobbing in tears, reading all of your beautiful, heartfelt messages to my last video. I appreciate you more than you know. This community is lifting me up, building me up, keeping me going. So I appreciate each and every one of you. I highly recommend you watch the video I did recently on Japanese daily habits. Those are also things I've been incorporating into my life that have helped with not only my health, but my inner peace and well-being. So watch that video next if you haven't seen it. And with all that said, I will see you soon with a new video. Bye.